Hello and welcome back to the Brighton Career Mode here on FC24. We are now into episode 6 of season 5. I hope you guys are ready for it. As you can see here, we are currently sitting in 3rd place in the Premier League through 15 games, having a pretty solid start to the year, but obviously not sitting up in 1st place. So that's the goal by the end of the season, is to be up in that 1st place spot or to perform very well in the Champions League, which as of right now, things are not looking so great. Our last game in the group against Monaco did not go according to plan. As you can see over there on the right side, a 4-2 loss against them, as well as Porto winning 3-1 to secure their spot in the knockout round. So now we've got to hope that Porto beats Monaco in their final game, or if they get a draw, that'd be okay as well. Well, we have to win our game in both scenarios, so I think we're going to be able to. We play Rangers in this episode, and I will go ahead and show you guys the upcoming games that we are going to have in this episode. First up, we'll have an away game against Sunderland in the league. We should be winning that one very comfortably. The home game against Rangers, we drew with Rangers in our first game against them, I believe 2 months ago now. Yeah, drew with them 1-1 in that game. I think we can beat them. That was an away game, so this home game should be better for us. And then we'll have Watford after that. We'll sim the game against Villa in the Carabao Cup, and then we will play the game against Southampton and against Burnley to round off the episode. Realistically, we should win like all of these games. We're a much better side than all of these teams. And then we'll already be into the January transfer window. So please be sure to like this video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And please be sure to leave a comment down below about, how you feel about the team, if you think we should bring in any players, if you think we should get rid of any players. I really like where we're at with the team. I don't necessarily think that there's anybody we need to bring in, and I don't really feel like necessarily like getting rid of anybody, unless it's one of our reserve players. If you want me to loan them out to get them more game time or anything like that, I can understand that. But really, I'm pretty happy with this team overall. We did send out a couple of more scouts for youth academy players. We did get a scout report back here from the United States with a couple of players that are decent, but not too good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep them in the scout report. Actually, I might sign up Nick Wilson as a goalie. He's looking like he's pretty good. 800,000 value already, and his attributes look like they could be decent. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign him up. Eric Banks here, though, I'm going to leave him. 16 years old, only 230,000 value as of right now. Not great, but his potential is very high. So we'll see how he goes on. And then we got another one here from England, 52 to 68 overall, but low potential. I'm going to go ahead and reject him. And then again, a 50 to 70 overall, but 58 to 80 potential. This guy is worth $1 million already. I'm going to go ahead and sign him up. Doesn't look like he's going to be any good, but we'll see how he goes, how he gets on. 17 years old. He had a lot high potential, but unfortunately, there's no reason to sign him up. And then we got an offer here from Cardiff City for an former youth academy player. We'll go ahead and let him go. And then in our youth academy, we do have a couple of players that are looking very, very good. We actually got a few. Sean Giles here from England, 5-star, 5-star, good attributes over there. 69 overall right now, 87 to 93 potential. I'm going to go ahead and sign him up and send him out on loan in the January window. The same with Alexis Roy as well, looking like a pretty solid player. And then we got Sebastian Young here. His overall isn't high yet, but it's getting up there. But his potential at 91 to 94 is what really excites me. And I feel like if we send him out on loan right now, we can send him to a lower level side, and he could grow really well there. So we're going to go ahead and sign him up as well. But now that we've got that all settled out and out of the way, let's get into this game against Sunderland. This is going to be their lineup in this game against us. Not familiar with their team really at all, but Sunderland have made their way up to the Premier League throughout this career mode, which is exciting to see for them and their club. Unfortunately, in this game, we're going to have a lot of tired legs, so we had to rotate quite a bit. But obviously, like I said before, our team is really good and our backups are really good. So I think we've got the right players in. So let's go ahead and get into this game. João Pedro over here to Turkey inside to Bino Gittins. Heavy touch. Trying to get a shot away. Couldn't get it away. 4 minutes gone. Bino Gittins out here to Sasha Bowie. Sasha Bowie going to go for a cross. Garnacho at the back post, able to get ahead to it. Keeper able to make the save, though. 10 minutes gone. We've got a couple of chances so far this game, but nothing doing so far. Gittins back inside to Andy Dioff, who goes for a shot right at the keeper, and it will be cleared out. Sunderland pushing forward here down this left wing, back inside. Another pass inside. Fabricio Diaz, good defense though, and able to get it away. Gittins in a lot of space, going to look inside early for Fabricio Diaz. I was looking for João Pedro, but just a poor pass from Diaz there. Fabricio Diaz over the top here to João Pedro. Nice touch inside. Looking for a pass to Garnacho. The defender goes down. And a good shot by Garnacho. Not sure what the defender was really going for there. And fortunately for us, it works in our favor. 1-0 after 30 minutes. Alejandro Garnacho with the goal. Sunderland on the wing down here. Winger makes an interesting move. He's really just being as annoying as possible. Cutback pass inside to Embleton. And 5 minutes later, Sunderland equalize. I mean, just a glitchy goal. And then, of course, a cutback pass. I mean, there's not too much we can do. I'm not sure what was going on right there. 1-1. Right off of Indica, out for a corner. This will be the last action of the first half here. It looks like they did pick up an injury at some point as well. And a second header there, not sure what was going on, will end this first half. Barco down the wing. João Pedro with Garnacho behind him. We'll get it to Garnacho. Continue down. Pass to João Pedro. And what a finish that is. Not really sure what even kind of shot that was. I was just trying to finesse it to that back post. And it was kind of a chip finesse almost. Let's see it again. Garnacho does well to get it to João Pedro. And yeah, I mean, definitely an interesting shot, but it went in. So that's all that matters. We take the lead back. Heavy touch. That ball ends up with Garnacho. João Pedro again. Another shot. Blocked again. Diouf over here to Cherki. Cherki pushing forward. And the shot goes wide. We got to play a little bit better. Garnacho going to come off for João Felix. Got to make sure Garnacho is ready to go for the midweek game in the Champions League. All right, 3 minutes of added time here. Sunderland have just been playing it around. Haven't moved forward at all. But we've also been unable to get the ball away from them. It has been a struggle. But they're going to waste all the time, I guess. So that's okay with us. We're going to try to get a tackle in here. Unsuccessful again. Another unsuccessful challenge. But again, they've just wasted so much time. Then now we're going to clear this ball down the field, and it is going to be full-time. 2-1 win here against Sunderland. 3 points in the bag. Great performance there from the boys, but now up next is the game that really matters in this episode. The game that matters the most in this episode for sure. We do get an offer here for Sean Giles for a loan move to Luton, which I think could be decent for both sides. Luton are down in the championship, I believe, right now. So we're going to go ahead and delegate for a loan move for Sean Giles there. Let's go ahead and get into this game against Rangers. Rangers lineup looking like this. Pretty similar to the one that they played against us in the last time out against them. And then, of course, we're going to go with our best lineup. Cherki going to play in the cam position instead of Almada. Almada is actually suspended for this game because he picked up too many yellow cards, I believe. So we are not going to be using him in this game at all. But Cherki is obviously a very, very good player in midfield. So excited to see what he can do in this game. Kudus sending Sasha Bowie on a run. Not really a lot of options. I see Garnacho back here. Didn't really have much options anywhere else. And João Felix just falls to the ground as they maintain possession of the ball. Corrado inside to Lammers. Dangerous position here, but Diamande gets in a tackle very well. Always looking for the CPU to cut back that pass. And it looks like João Felix might have picked up an injury earlier. Maybe it was whenever he fell over. But nonetheless, we're pushing forward here. Mohamed Kudus gets tackled by Sutar. Lammers inside to Ngange. Back to Lammers. Holding off Bowie. Back to Ngange. It's just going to be passing it around as much as possible. Moretti gets in a block. Not much going for us going forward, but they have been attacking very well early on in this game. 17 minutes gone. João Felix, nice move inside. Getson Fernandez going for a shot. I believe Getson Fernandez was just slightly offsides there anyways, so it won't matter. Already pushing forward here. Finds João Felix over to Garnacho. Kudus with another goal. 25 minutes gone. First goal of the game. We just need to hold on to a lead now. And we'll get 3 points. And obviously our fate, it lies in Porto's hands. They have to beat Monaco. We have numbers moving forward here. Felix is going to look outside for Kirkez. Kirkez looking in for Garnacho. Just a bad pass. Garnacho out here to Kirkez. Kirkez nowhere to go just yet. We find a pass to Getson Fernandez, who finds Garnacho. Edge of the box. Not a bad effort. I like the effort. Nowhere to go just yet for Getson Fernandez. Inside to Garnacho. Oh, João Felix was in a good spot and decided to run forward. Into the first half here. Let's see if we can get a goal before it ends. We can't, and the half will end here. 1-0 still for us in our favor. Got to perform better in the second half, though. We've missed a couple of chances that we needed to take. Moretti down here to Kudus. Kudus looking over the top for Garnacho. I think he was offsides. Would have been very cool to score a goal like that, but offsides yet again. Ooh, another foul on Turkey. And I believe this might be the second yellow for a player on their team. Let's see if it is. It's just a red card. Maybe it is a second. Yeah, second yellow for Cifuentes, I believe is maybe how you say his name. Which means they are down to 10 men here after 52 minutes. So a lot of game left to play, and it's going to be a little bit easier for us, hopefully. Garnacho down here to Kirkez. Kirkez trying to send that one in over the top. João Felix, heavy touch. But it looks like we're going to get a penalty called for a foul on João Felix there. This referee, I mean, they have been fouling us, to be fair, but he's definitely been going in our favor. That one's definitely a foul as well. We've got Mohamed Kudus here to take the penalty. We're going to go top right, and we're going to try to put some power on it. And the keeper goes the wrong way, and we will take a 2-0 lead after 54 minutes. Pretty much the last 3 minutes of this game have been about as bad as they can get for Rangers. We're going to go ahead and make a sub here right after that goal as well. Bringing on Joe Bellingham, of course. Wish it was Jude, but Joe Bellingham for Rayan Cherki, who's a little bit tired. If we had Jude Bellingham, imagine how insane this team would be. Rangers pushing forward here. Alex Tellez in the box. Pass back to Lindstrom. Bowie ends up with it, and Bowie will be able to get it away. Rangers with the corner here. They take it short. Moretti tackles the ball. Ends up with Barato. Silla now over here to Sterling. Goes for a shot. Verbruggen does have to get down to his left to make the save. 68 minutes gone here. We're going to go ahead and make a couple subs. And we'll get on João Pedro for João Felix up top. And then we're also going to get on Bino Gittins out on the left for Garnacho. And then they're going to go ahead and get this corner in. They take it short again. Haji, again, just can't get around Moretti. And we're going to be able to get this one away. Maybe we can be on a break too. We've got numbers pushing forward. And Bino Gittins has a lot of pace. We're going to have to pull up here on the edge of the box. Look inside for Getson Fernandez. Going to go for a shot. Berkey makes the save. Sasha Bowie keeps it in. Finds Getson Fernandez. We're going to look back here for João Pedro. Left-footed shot. Weak foot on him. And then it looks like we are going to be awarded with a corner off that. Job with a nice pass over here to Sasha Bowie. Back post. Bino Gittins. Fantastic passing. And that's going to give us a 3-0 lead. Hopefully, getting this win will get us into the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Oh, I really hope Porto beat Monaco. Now we're on a break again. Oh, Bellingham inside to Kudus. Kudus to João Pedro. I was waiting on a run. I should have just shot it early. Not that it really matters at this point, of course. Joe Bellingham now, though, has another pass through to João Pedro. Can he make up for the last one? He can. 4-0 here in extra time against Rangers. And I believe we're going to get the win here. And the referee will go ahead and blow his whistle there. 4-0 win here over Rangers. Now we just got to hope and pray that Porto beat Monaco so that we can go through to the next round. The fans are celebrating. The manager's celebrating. So I think Porto might have. They drew with Monaco, which means that we should be level on points with Monaco, but we have a better goal difference. I don't know if that actually is how it works in the Champions League, but we'll see. Oh, please, 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 please tell me we're second place. Tell me we are second place. Let's go. We scraped by out of the group. At the beginning of the year, I was talking about how confident I was that we were going to be first place out of this group. And things got real iffy there towards the end. But luckily, we are in second place out of Group B, and we are going to be going through. We can go ahead and take a look at some of the other groups as well. Out of Group A, it looks like it's going to be Milan and Feyenoord out of it. That's interesting. Leipzig had a terrible time there. Barcelona and Fiorentina out of Group C. Newcastle and Inter out of Group D. No shock there. Juventus and Bayern out of Group E. That one makes sense as well. Wow. What's going on here? Man City's definitely through. They still have to play their sixth game, obviously. And I guess the same thing with Juventus and Bayern in Group E. That's going to be interesting. Real Madrid in last after 5 games in their group. Don't know what's going on there. Leverkusen and Bruges in first and second in Group G. PSG might not make it through. And then Dortmund and Salzburg over Arsenal right now as well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in these final games. Looks like they're going to be played on the 15th of December, so here in a few days. But we'll go ahead and simulate a couple more days, and we will look and see what's going on in the Champions League in those other groups. We did get our prize money from the Champions League, 24.5 million. So yeah, now let's go ahead and check out what's happening in those Champions League groups. We kind of already saw it there. Group E, it was Juventus and Bayern. Group F, it is Man City and Galatasaray. Real Madrid did win their final game, but Galatasaray beats Manchester City on the final day to make sure that they get through. Wow. Leverkusen and Bruges out of Group G. PSG doesn't make it. I mean, wow, what are the teams that are going to be in the Champions League round of 16 are just insane. And then Dortmund over Salzburg in Group H, but both of those teams make it through. Arsenal does not. The round of 16 looks as follows. We will be playing AC Milan, which is obviously a tougher opponent. Bayern play Man City, Inter versus Barcelona, Galatasaray versus Newcastle. But then on the other side, looks a bit different. Looks a bit more Europa League than Champions League. Salzburg, Porto, Feyenoord, Leverkusen, Club Brugge, Juventus, and Fiorentina, Dortmund. Interesting to see what's going to happen here in the Champions League. Obviously, we have a pretty tough opponent, but we like playing tougher opponents. It's going to be fun. Next game up here against Watford, and we do have the opportunity, if we win this game, to go up into first place in the Premier League, which is very, very exciting to see. At this point in the season, it would mean that, we're playing about as well as we can. Watford down in 19th, so a game that we should definitely be winning. This is going to be Watford's lineup as follows here, but again, a team that I'm not going to be too familiar with most of those players. And then we're going to go with our best lineup, so really, really should be comfortably winning this game by a long shot. Wow, Pierre with a pass inside Toulouse. Watford could have nearly taken a 1-0 lead and shocked us all 5 minutes into this game, but unfortunately for them, Luza was just offside. We had our defense a little bit out of sorts. What a pass here. But it looks like he is just offside by the tip of his knee and his arm too, I guess, slightly. So bad luck there for Watford. Now Mata's going to slot through Kudus here. Kudus, oh, what a finish. Right off the end of that run of play there for Watford. We have a good run of play for ourselves. Great pass from Almada to Kudus. Almada is turning into quite the passer in midfield for us and quite the facilitator. Mohamed Kudus with 9 goals now in the Premier League season. Maybe not the greatest decision to go backwards there. We find Getson Fernandez. Almada again. Going to go for a shot. Not a great effort there by the keeper. 15 minutes gone. 2-0 already. Are things going to get out of hand in this game? I think the answer to that question is more than likely going to be yes. We'll see here, though. João Felix over to Garnacho. And just very lightly taps it past the keeper. 3-0 already after 20 minutes. Watford just aren't a match for us. They're a championship-level team playing one of the best teams in all of Europe. So we knew this was going to happen. And Kudus is going to have João Felix on a through run here. And we are just going to flare shot it into that back of the net. 4-0 after 30 minutes. We might just go ahead and hit a sim on this game. Getson Fernandez through to João Felix. João Felix waits for Garnacho. Wow, great save by the keeper there this time. Garnacho sticks with it, though. We're going to look for a cross from Almada. Wow, what a shot that was. And what a save by the keeper yet again. Yeah, approaching the end of the first half here, I must say this does feel like amateur level defending, even on ultimate difficulty. We're going to look back inside. Almada, easy finish. I mean, like I said, it just, on ultimate difficulty, it doesn't even feel that hard anymore. It's starting to get real easy. 5-0 for us here before the end of the first half. West over here. Of course, like I said, the player that we loaned out to Watford. Doing well to maintain possession of the ball, but Kirkez will eventually dispossess him, and that will be the end of the first half here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the match facts before we do get out of here. I'm sure it's very much in our favor. 2.7 expected goals. We have 5, so maybe the keeper's been a little bit unlucky a couple times, and maybe the shots we've taken have just been a little harder. So we're going to go ahead and jump to the sim here. We're actually just going to click sim to end, and it's only a 5-1 win for us. So all our goals in the first half. And they get one back in the second, of course, just a little bit too late. And now that we're out of that game, we are going to go ahead and get to this game against Aston Villa. It is going to be a simulated game, so we will go ahead and get just the second team in for it. So we will go ahead and get into this game and get a simulation done on it. Watkins and Jonathan David up top for them, as always. A dangerous combo. We're going to go ahead and simulate this game. Hopefully we get a win, but if we don't, again, not going to be too upset about it. It is just the Carabao Cup. And we get a 3-1 loss. Ollie Watkins with 2 and Jonathan David with 1. Turkey getting a goal as well. So unfortunate not to be going through in the Carabao Cup, but again, don't care too much. Next game of the episode here against Southampton. They are currently sitting down in 15th. So again, another game that we should be winning comfortably. Let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see, we are up in first place, 1 point ahead of Liverpool now. Liverpool still have only lost 1 game this year, where we have lost 4. But, of course, we have 1 more games than everybody else. So this will be Southampton's lineup. Looks like they have a lot of youth academy players and just former youth academy players in their squad. And a lot of younger players for sure. But we're going to go with our best squad. We should get a win here for sure. All right, well, a free kick here in a dangerous area. 3 minutes gone in the game. We're going to look to cross this one towards the back post. Garnacho going to send that one up in the air. A little bit too high in the air, maybe. And keeper will collect. Southampton pushing forward here. And they do get a shot away. Schroeder around Diamande. 1-0 already here for Southampton. Not even sure who Schroeder is. I think he might be a regen. And yeah, I thought I was in the way of the shot there with Diamande. He just kind of moved around him. So 1-0 for them. Getson Fernandez looking inside here for Almada. I see a pass through to João Felix. João Felix, just a second too late. And then what a pass down here from Southampton. Down here to Armstrong. Gonna look for a cross. Decent cross. Indica not able to deal with it at all. Oh, and we finally get it away. No, we don't. Moretti with a terrible pass. And then Diamande with a good tackle. Now we're away. Moretti over here to Kirkes in some space. We're going to look over here for João Felix. Getson Fernandez through. Getson Fernandez with a finish. 1-1 here against Southampton. 25 minutes gone. Kirkes pushing down this wing. Going to look for a cross inside to Garnacho. Chesting it down to Kudus. A little bit of an unrealistic goal there. Not sure if that one made too much sense as far as Garnacho chesting that one down to Kudus. But we'll take it. 42 minutes gone. A 2-1 lead here. If someone did do that in a real game, it would be one of the best passes maybe ever. Kudus' 10th goal of the season so far. He is definitely up there as one of the top goal scorers. But he also has like 10 assists, I think, this year already. So he's definitely getting up there in terms of being maybe potentially the Ballon d'Or winner at some point. Getson Fernandez. Ooh, what a pass down here to João Felix. Not looking for Almada. I was looking for Mohamed Kudus. We can't find him. Moretti with an interception. Kudus through to João Felix. Over here to Garnacho. Tried to be a little cheeky with the finish. We're going to swing this one in with Garnacho. Diamande gets to it. Oh, and then João Felix kicks it off the post to go out here after 60 minutes. Really should be scoring that one. About 65 minutes gone here. We will go ahead and make a double sub. We're going to get Diop and Diaz in midfield on for Fernandez and Moretti. Garnacho inside to Fabricio Diaz. Almada probably should have just taken a turn quicker. Kirkes now inside. We find Kudus. And Kudus, not a good finish there. 68 minutes gone. All right, into the game coming up here. João Felix finds a pass over here to Garnacho over the top. Oh, probably should have passed that one off. Pass it, Diop. I think it hit his hand. 3 minutes of added time here. Ref playing advantage off of a foul in midfield. Sarr out here to Rollheiser. Sarr now. Another ball over the top. And that one, he wasn't offsides. I thought he was offsides. Kind of stopped playing a little bit. Verbruggen does have to make a save on that. They will have a corner here, swinging it in. Garnacho heads it up. Not great. And Kivior, wow, almost scores to level the game here at the end of full time. But the referee blows his whistle. 3 points in the bag, I guess. And now one final game in the episode before we end off this year, the year of 2027 in game. We will be getting to the January transfer window at the beginning of the next episode. So like I said, please be sure to leave your comments about who you want us to bring in. If you do want us to bring in anybody, We'll have Chelsea, Watford in the FA Cup, and then Arsenal next month. And we will get through probably the month of January in the next episode. So we're going to need to make some moves then if we want to make some. And then after that, we'll already be into February and we'll already be into the knockout rounds of the UCL, which is very, very exciting to see. Before we get into this game, I will go ahead and show you the squad stats because they are looking very, very good for some players. Obviously, João Felix having a great goal-scoring season, but Mohamed Kudus having just as good of a goal-scoring season, and he's just as good at passing as well. And at the end of the last season, you guys weren't too keen on Kudus, but I think this season you would be. 13 goals, 12 assists in 23 games is absolutely insane. Garnacho and Gedson Fernandez playing very well as well. And then Bino Gittins playing pretty good in his cameos. Most of the time he's coming on as a sub, but whenever he does play, he is very solid. João Pedro, decent, but 83 overall for João Pedro is crazy, considering where he started at the beginning of this career mode. Almada playing well now as well. And on top of that, I will go ahead and show you the player stats as well for this season in the Premier League. As you can see there, Felix and Kudus both on 10 goals, I guess tied for like 5th place. But Haaland, Gordon, Rashford, and Diaz above them. Haaland, of course, I mean, he's going to score the most goals in the Premier League pretty much every year almost. And then we also have Garnacho down there with 7 in the Premier League this season. And then as far as assists goes, Kudus has 10, but Rashford has 11. So Rashford, 12 goals and 11 assists just in the Premier League alone. Garnacho down there with 6 assists and Almada with 5. Fernandez with 4 as well. And then clean sheets, Verbruggen only has 4 this season in the Premier League, so sitting down there in 5th place technically. Ederson and Alisson both with 6 as of right now. But our next opponents, Burnley, are having honestly a pretty decent season for Burnley standards. I mean, 23 points isn't a whole lot at this point, but only sitting in 14th place, and they could easily be up in like 10th. I mean, if they win this game against us, depending on the other results for the teams above them, they could be in the, looking towards that middle of the table, maybe top half of the table. So that would be exciting for them, but obviously we're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. This will be Burnley's lineup for this game. Decent lineup. And then our lineup is going to go as follows. João Pedro up top, Turkey behind him in midfield, so we're going to get João Felix and Almada a rest. We're also going to have Mercier in goal, so Fernandez will be the captain for this game. And then we're going to hope to get on a few other players throughout the course of the game, of course, but we obviously still want to get 3 points no matter what. Kudus pushing over to this left side, finds a pass out here to Kirkez, who will look back inside for Kudus. Kudus tries to turn around the defender, gets a shot away. Good save by Muric there. Ramsey pushing forward here for Burnley, trying to cross it inside. Tillman somehow gets that shot on goal, that header on goal, but it is right at Mercier. João Pedro inside for Gedson Fernandez, inside to Kudus. Oh! Last second effort by Simikan to get that one away. Great defending by the Burnley defender there. Kirkez down this wing. Has a potential to cross it inside to João Pedro. João Pedro got taken out. Surprised he's still standing. João Pedro with the ball, pushing forward here. Kind of just running around the entire defense. Gonna go for an early shot. Defenders were closing down. Good save by Muric. Looks like Diamande might have picked up an injury somewhere. We're going to try to swing this one in with Garnacho, though. Aiming for maybe Diamande or Ndicka. Not able to find either of them. Turkey going to find Garnacho out here. Going to look for a cross. Kudus. Ooh. Not a bad effort. But Burnley pushing forward nicely here. Good pass inside. Good shot. Tillman takes a 1-0 lead here for Burnley over Brighton and Hove Albion. Not looking good for us. And here at halftime, down 1-0 to Burnley. Things are looking good for the team down in 14th place. And things are not looking good for us in our first place status. At half, I mean, the stats are pretty even for the most part. Definitely not a bad game for us, but not a good game either. Let's go ahead and get into the second half, and hopefully things turn around. They could be on a break here. Abel Ruiz, nah, Diamande's got that every day. Now I'm ready. Inside to Kudus. Kudus to João Pedro. We'll look out here for Kirkez again. Kirkez gets forward a lot in this game. Heavy touch. And then a bad cross. And then a bad shot. Not really sure what that was. Moretti. We're going to look inside for Gedson Fernandez. Inside again for Cherki. Bad touch. Simikan. Good defense. But Kirkez wins it back. Inside to Garnacho. Inside to João Pedro. Good defense again. Just can't get a shot away, unfortunately. Now Abel Ruiz. Oh, Sasha Bowie. Sacha Boey is a player that doesn't get talked much about in this career mode, but he is very good for us as we turn it over, of course, not with Sacha Boey. But what is that pass to Tillman? Oh, 2-0 deficit here after 60 minutes. Can't even talk about how good Sacha Boey is because now we're losing to Burnley. Kudus inside to Getson Fernandez. See Kudus making a run. We'll get it out to Sacha Boey, though. Why not? We're going to look inside for Kudus. Oh, Simikan with a good block. That will go out for a corner. 67 minutes gone. We haven't made any subs yet, and a lot of our players on the bench are tired, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to, as Getson Fernandez heads that over the bar. We're ready. Down here to Cherky. Cherky going to go for a shot. Oh, not great. Oh, Getson Fernandez almost ended up with it, and now they could be on a break here. Tillman, we're trying to grab him with Diamande there. He gets past him. Not going to get past Indica, though. Nelson, though, with a shot. Mercier with a save. Getson Fernandez with a good tackle in midfield. We're going to look for João Pedro through. Simikan, another tackle, man. Come on. All right, and yeah, only 2 minutes of added time. I mean, we just couldn't move forward in this game. Nothing doing for us. They can move forward very well, though. Tillman inside to Abel Ruiz. And Diamande can't get in front of that shot either. And we're going to lose this game 3-0. 3-0 here against Burnley at home. One of the worst performances of the season, and it's pretty crazy we're in first place and getting kicked around like that and just absolutely beaten down. But it happens. And that's going to mean our spot up in first place is going to be in jeopardy. Once Liverpool play their 19th game, they could easily move up above us. But 19 games gone, midway point of the season, we have 40 points, which is pretty good. If we end up with 80 plus points this season, we could easily get first place. We'll definitely be top 4 with that many points, so we won't have to worry about that. But second half of the season is obviously going to be tough with Champions League, with FA Cup, and any other fixtures that we're going to play. So that's going to do it for today's episode, though. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Please be sure to like the video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Please be sure to leave your comments about the players you want us to bring in. Any suggestions about the career mode. Let me know if you're just liking the career mode in general. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. So I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.